Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another iPad review. In this video I want to show you something that sets the iPad apart from all other tablets in the way that this feature does exist on other tablets, but it's not as well integrated or as immediate as how it's done on the iPad. So here we are in Safari, which is a browser that comes with a tablet, and it's a very good browser. It's very sharp, very snappy. Obviously the Retina display gives the iPad a lot of good qualities, and text on it is pretty good. I mean, on here there's a text article from the BBC, double tap in, zoom in, and the text is very readable, very nice. However, one thing I always advocate in tablets is I always like to read news from applications, because the structure, the font size and everything is just a lot more suited to a tablet device, and there is one button on the screen which basically does that. It turns all news articles into an application style article, and it makes it much more readable, and it is this little button at the top here which simply says Reader. And watch what I do when I press the button on the iPad. What it does is it brings up a very basic article which was on the web page. It strips out pictures and just gives you the text, and it gives you the ability to control the font size, which is a thing I like most about this feature. So we have a little font size button here, and it means that I can change the font size, make it even larger if I want, or make it smaller. And as I've said before in many videos, giving the user the control of such an important aspect of using a tablet, which is consumption, as in consuming news articles, this is an absolutely brilliant feature. If I just scroll down, it just gives me the whole article in a very readable format, and there I'm done. I can move on to the next article. On the BBC it works absolutely perfectly. And if I just jump to a few random sites, obviously I just tap off the article to bring the web page back up. If I go to a random page on the New York Times, again it's just going to load up, and the Reader button appears there. Now how the Reader button works is, after doing a little bit of research, is it checks for whether there is a certain HTML language in the article. I think it's a div, and if there is a div with more than 2,000 characters on it, it will identify that as an article, and then it will translate it into an article. So here we have another example of a fairly mid-size article. Press the Reader button and immediately it puts it into this app style display. Now in this one it does keep the picture, but as you can see the font size is a lot bigger, and that is much more to my reading style. It even includes links still, even though it's being put into an article, and if I press that it's going to jump straight to the next article. And again, once this is finished loading up, I could press the Reader button, and again I'm looking at another article, and it's just very snappy, very quick, very immediate. Go on to Engadget, which is a very busy website, always massive articles. Text is often quite small, but again we'll just load it up and we'll go into a news story. Let's see if I can find a sizable news story. We'll try that one. That looks pretty sizable to me. We'll just wait for it to load up, because the Engadget website is always massive. Press the Reader button, and again it has loaded up the article very quickly. And also, if you noticed, when I actually pressed the Reader button, it actually focused in on where I was on the web page. So I think if I scroll down to the very bottom, and let's press the Reader button again, it seemed to zoom down to the article automatically the last time, but obviously not on that occasion. Now another example, I want to show you this website here. This is the Huddersfield Town website. I support Huddersfield Town, and this is absolutely appalling in terms of web design. Massive long text, horrible to read. No problem, press the Reader button and it just shrinks the text down into shorter lines, so it's much more readable. And again, I love this feature. The format is not quite as good on this one, but again it's much better than what we were looking at on the website when the font was just tiny, and really I'm not going to try and read a line which just has about 30 lines on it. It's just very difficult. And the final demonstration, we'll just go to the Guardian website. If I can get rid of that, let it load up. There's Mr. Rio Ferdinand saying that he's not going to play for England. But as you can see on this example, this is one particular example where for some reason the reader button has, there it is, it was just finishing loading up the web page. I was being a bit impatient there. So press the reader button, and again, made a slight mistake there. We put in a text next to the picture, but once we're beyond that picture, again, the formatting is absolutely perfect. Now, I will say this, on an iPad mini, I can only imagine that that is absolutely perfect. On the iPad, it's a bit of a big tablet, so you're looking at very large fonts, and the reading style isn't quite perfect. But I think you would find that on any 10-inch tablet. But for an iPad mini, I think turning that news article into the larger font size would make it absolutely perfect to look like Google Currents, or basically any news application where the text is controlled by you. So I just want to say for a final time that this reader facility is absolutely perfect, and yes, you may say that it is in other web browsers, but I've never seen it work so well in other web browsers, or have it's immediately there when you get the tablet. You don't have to do anything to install this, it's there, and the reader button always appears when you go on websites with longer articles. If anyone can suggest anything for Android, please do, because I would love to find something that is as capable as this feature on Safari. Thanks for watching, guys. A bit longer video than what I was expecting to do, but all necessary just to show you how much of a wonderful feature I think Reader is on Safari on the iPad. See you again soon in another iPad video.